All right, guys. All right. It is the day before. It is. It feels like Christmas for us football fans. Day before Christmas. I mean, when you get to a certain age like me, and the day before Christmas doesn't become quite as interesting because you're giving more than you're receiving, days like today feel a little more like the day before Christmas. So, most of the teams kick off their season tomorrow, including these Seattle Seahawks heading to Denver to play the Broncos. So here's what I have. We can win this game. I mean, you can immediately see all of the things that you would expect this team to be able to take advantage of. Look at the quarterbacks, guys. I mean, I know Denver improved significantly at quarterback this year, but Russell Wilson versus Case Keenum, the fact that we have a big advantage there should play a large role. And then you look at the head coaches. You've got Pete Carroll, Super Bowl champion, versus Vance Joseph, who, look, I have a friend who's a big Broncos fan, and he follows the team pretty closely, and he keeps it real. Like, he is not a homer. He is not biased. He knows exactly what his team is, and he's completely honest about it at all times. And, he knows Vance Joseph is a moron and a terrible coach who only has his job right now because John Elway didn't want to punt on him after one season, which is reasonable. He can turn it around, but as of right now, he is a moron. So, right there, I just gave you two big advantages at two crucial positions, head coach and and quarterback. So, when you look at it like that, there should be some stuff that we're able to make up, right? Because we are playing a little bit behind the eight ball in a game like this. You're playing in Denver, one of the toughest places to win, especially in September. You can look it up. Denver is notoriously hard to beat in September in Denver, even the years in which they are terrible. I know this from experience. In 2010, the Seahawks played the road opener in Denver in week 2, and they kicked our ass. We lost by like 3 touchdowns. That Denver team was terrible. That Denver team went 4-12. They gave up 60 points to a shitty Raiders team. That was the Denver team that got them Von Miller. That was the Josh McDaniels fire sale year, kind of. So when you put that with the fact that this Seahawks team does not start well on the road, you can go look it up. Pete Carroll has like 1-7 or 1-8 in road openers. The only time we won on the road to open the season in Carolina 2013. Oh, by the way, that team won the Super Bowl. So, you know, I see a lot of optimism about this game, and I see where it's reasonable, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm just going to be real. I don't think we're going to win this game. As for why that is, I think it's pretty simple. We are I mean, look, with the way the NFL is right now and with the way our defense is right now, we need the offense to produce if we're going to win these tough games. And we've got an offense with new running backs. I mean, Chris Carson has played 4 games with us, so he's basically new. Rashad Penny is new. A couple of new receivers and tight ends. I mean, Vanette has played so little over the last 2 years, he feels new. Brandon Marshall is new. A couple new offensive linemen. Unfortunately, no Fluker, and I'll get into that in a second. And most importantly, we have a new offensive coordinator implementing a new system. And you cannot expect that to just start clicking right away. I know we had the preseason and there was some promising stuff in the preseason. I agree, but we cannot expect it to just go out there and work as well as it can from day one. If think about it like this, you guys probably all watched Thursday Night Football a couple days ago. Those were 2 teams with offenses that we expect to be among the best in the league. Philadelphia had one of the best offenses last year. They put up 39 points or whatever it was in the Super Bowl. The Falcons obviously have always been a pretty competent offense with Matt Ryan. Some years they've been legendarily good. Even last year with all of their struggles, they were still effective. Both those offenses looked like hammered shit. It's week 1, and those were offenses that kept a lot of their talent, that kept a lot of their coaching. I know the Eagles lost a couple people, but you would have expected those offenses to play really well, and they did not. So even those established good offenses struggled in week 1. A lot of teams just they take a few weeks to get going. So if we saw that with those teams, what should we expect from our team that is implementing a new offense around some new offensive pieces? It's we cannot expect it to just start humming immediately because I'll agree with you. That Denver defense, it's probably not going to be very good this year. They have great personnel. They have Von Miller. They have Derek Wolfe. They have rookie Bradley Chubb. They still have like Roby and Chris Harris Jr. They have good safeties. Brandon Marshall is a good inside linebacker. They have great players. They don't have good coaching. Vance Joseph seems like he doesn't really know what he's doing on that front. Like I said, I have a friend who's a Broncos fan. I was talking to him, and he's like, Vance Joseph does the same shit that Jack Del Rio did, and that's why we needed Wade Phillips to win a Super Bowl. So there are obviously going to be opportunities for this offense. I cannot expect them to capitalize on most of them because it's all new, guys. We are going to have to give this team some time to figure out what they are on offense. Passing game, running game. We all see the potential there. We watched this preseason. We saw them do some really good things, but I'm just not expecting them to go out there and just put up 30 points a game from the get-go. And that's probably what we're going to need to win some of these games because of the defense being in the state that it's in. Now I just went over why the offense probably isn't going to be able to go win the game. Can the defense win this game? Look, we can get pressure on Case Keenum and win the game that way. My question is, who is going to be putting the pressure on him? We have a lot of evidence with Case Keenum that he cannot handle quarterback pressure. You get pressure on him, he starts doing stupid shit. That's what happened to him in the playoffs last year. I think his quarterback rating under pressure last year was like 5 or something. It was really, really bad. It was like 5.4 against the Saints. Against the Eagles, he was terrible whenever they got pressure on him. So if the defense is going to carry us to a win, to me the only question is, are we going to be able to get pressure on Case? I know Frank Clark can bring it, but what then? Are we really going to put all our eggs in the Deion Jordan basket? I mean, I like Justin Coleman coming off the edge for blitzes. I like Bobby Wagner blitzes, but the pass rush is not what it used to be, and we need some of these guys who normally we wouldn't be expecting anything from. Like Rasheem Green, normally we wouldn't have expected very much from his rookie year, but with things being as they are, if we want to win these games, we need Rasheem Green to be producing right now. So if you're super optimistic about our defense being able to take advantage of, Denver's offense, slow it down. That's all I'm saying. These guys need time. And I know that it's going to be frustrating if we lose some of these games and we're going to be like, we don't have time, but that's the best I can say. So if we can get pressure on Case Keenum, I think our defense can carry this team to a win. But if we don't, then he is a good enough quarterback. I mean, he's a huge upgrade over what they had last year. Case Keenum, scale 1 to 10, he's probably a 4, and last year Denver's quarterbacks were like a 1. They had nothing. They got nothing from quarterback. So I gotta say that Denver at home in September, I think they're going to take care of it. I'm looking for Seattle to show me something. I'm looking for Seattle to be in there at the end of the game, and then they can make a play or two and come out with the win. But don't get sucked into some of the things that you see when you look at this matchup. It's easy to say, oh, they got Case Keenum, he sucks. They got Vance Joseph, he sucks. Slow down, okay? I'm going to watch this game tomorrow. I'm going to hope we do good. I'm going to hope that the defense can get pressure on Case Keenum. I think that's the key to everything. But this offense, we're going to deal with some struggles. I'm 99% sure that the offense is going to frustrate us tomorrow. And the defense, if we don't get pressure on Case Keenum, we're going to be disgusted with it. We're going to be so angry because we're used to so much better from this defense. No KJ Wright, which is a blow no matter how much we love Shaquem. No DJ Fluker, which is to me a huge blow because we don't have good offensive lineman depth at all. J.R. Sweezy is in there, which is better than Jordan Roos or something, but it's still not good. So I'm not optimistic about the offensive line tomorrow against some really good Denver pass rushers. please God, help Affetti on the edge against Von Miller, or he's going to get annihilated and he's going to be completely shot for the season, maybe. And Dante Johnson's apparently out for a while, which isn't great, but I don't think it's exactly, game-changing or anything like that. So I will hope we do good, but I am not feeling the W. But it's out there for us. This team can impress me. This is a winnable game, or it should be. But, this is just one of those games where the team can do nothing but impress me. If they win, I will be like, wow, this team is going to be better than I thought. If we lose, we're just going to have to make up for it down the road. All right, I will be here after the game. We'll have a conversation about whatever we see. I'll reply to comments. Let's go. Go Hawks. Go 12s, whatever you want to say. And season is starting. Can't be more exciting.